Okay. What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. The video didn't even start yet. Y'all the realest ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. We have a woman here, Skoglund, something like that, her last name, Skoglund, who was recently arrested and charged for making up, first of all, false police reports, but also lying to the cops, basically, saying that she was raped, right? And these types of stories really, it brings me joy that one day we are going in the right direction, because I've said this before, y'all. I'm so sick and tired of hearing these false lies, these narratives from women talking about, oh, I got this and I got that, and you gave it away consensually. You was consensually sleeping with a man. Now you want to turn around and say that you was assaulted because of what reason? You didn't want your husband to find out? I hope that this is a lesson to the women that, and men, anybody in general, that lies about these types of things, because you are ruining another man's life, and he's the one that's innocent. And it was consensual from the jump. These stories, I'm telling y'all, I will share it as much. If it comes to my DMs, it comes to my inbox, my computer, my phone, my whatever, I will try my best to do a video on it every single time. I promise you that. I will do the best that I can to do a video on it every single time, because these types of content, these types of topics needs to be put up on the face into everybody, letting everybody know, yo, you can no longer lie on a man. You can no longer goddamn defame him and all these other things, all because you mad, all because you trying to protect your damn self. Let's get into this video, y'all, because I need to hear this.
This woman from South Dakota traveled to Tampa Bay to cheat on her husband, but wound up facing criminal charges. That's because Renee Skoglund filed a false police report while she was here, and you won't believe what she claimed in that report and why she did it. Fox 13's Gloria Gomez shows us how her trail of lies landed her in front of a judge.
Do you have any questions?
Your Honor, if we could request from the court.
South Dakota resident Renee Skoglund is far from home and in legal hot water that even surprised the judge.
This is really unbelievable.
Skoglund's trail of lies started on March 8th of 2023, when she decided to come to Tampa Bay and cheat on her husband.
That she had had consensual sexual intercourse with an individual while in Hillsborough County, that she felt guilty about this due to her marital status, and she wanted to get checked for sexual transmitted diseases.
But she wanted to get tested for free, so she decided to lie again and call 911.
Again, she wanted to lie. I've said this before, fellas, pay attention. Ladies, I've said this so many goddamn times. Regret sex is not a force or a grape. The fact I even have to tell some of y'all this, it's insanity. What happened? She drove a whole county over to see her side dude for her dick appointment, got the dick, and then started feeling something, oh my God, I'm married. Why did I do that to my husband? I can't believe it. I need to get tested, but I don't want to pay for it. Let me go ahead and call the cops and tell them this lie. Let me tell my husband that some dude forced me to do this, that, and the third. Fellas, how many times do y'all think this happened? But women be wanting me to believe, oh, bro, the amount of times I've heard women say, hey, Dev, I've been, raped before by a dude. I've been assaulted by a dude before, da, da, da. All these women telling me this. And I always ask the immediate follow-up question. Did you make a police report? Did you call the police? Well, no, because I thought it was my fault. Okay. Okay. You didn't tell the police? You never called the police? So you want this to happen again to another woman? That's basically what you're telling me right now. If it did actually happen, which in most cases it did not happen, but whatever. But we always hear from women, y'all boys. We always hear from women, oh my God, we're just so terrified of being this. We're so terrified of being assaulted by a man. Ladies, if you've lived in a house with a man, you are 7 times more likely to be assaulted by a family member compared to a stranger. During a date, during an open setting, Fellas, pay attention. Ladies, during an open setting where you're in public, you're at the safest. Ain't no man gonna try to do that. In most cases, ain't no man gonna try to do something like that. But your brother possibly will, your uncles possibly will, your grandfather possibly, or grandmother possibly will, mother, father, sister, brother, cousins, female, male, relatives that lives with you or in the house or is around you constantly. You are 7 times more likely for it to be happening to you. So you should feel safer with me, a complete stranger, than your own damn family member. But they don't want to think about these types of things. Even when you break it down to them and bring the the statistical data to them, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to read about it. Nah, Dev, I don't want to. Nah. Facts? What? No, nobody got time for that. It's all about my feelings. We are sick and tired of hearing this false ass narrative, this BS, this preconceived notion of men being overly aggressive and men don't know how to control themselves and all this other crap. When we've seen countless videos such as this, women lying about it. Fellas, again, how many men do y'all think is in a situation like that because of women like her? What's her name? Renee Skoglund, whatever her damn name is. That man could have been spending 10 plus years behind bars over a lie. What did the damn lawyer and the prosecutor and the judge say? This was consensual. The damn judge said, yo, this is unbelievable. I can't believe you did this. Let's keep going.
I was just raped.
I'm sorry?
I was just raped.
Okay, how long ago did this happen?
Maybe like 45 minutes ago.
Skoglund made up a story about having car trouble on Interstate 75 and pulling over on the side of the road.
An unknown male approached her, put a towel over her head, and forced her into the back seat of her car.
He put a rope on my hands and my feet.
Because her face was covered, she couldn't describe her attacker, but her story started to unravel when police checked her cell phone and found this Walmart surveillance video of Skoglund buying the rope herself. She confessed to making the whole thing up. She was charged with making a false police report and decided to take a plea deal.
I never sent.
You know, this reminds me of, I did a story of, look at this. She's buying the rope herself, talking about a man tied her up and put a towel over her head and did all this, that, and the third. Instead of her just being honest and say, hey, yo, listen, I drove the whole county over to meet a dude. He did this. He bust all in me. I don't want to be pregnant and I ain't use a condom. Because she ain't let him use a condom. That's what she was scared about. So you met a dude, you let him hit raw, let him smash, buddy probably bust all inside you. And now you're scared now. You woke up with a regret that's maybe the same day or the next day. Now you're regretting it. But anyway, this story reminds me of, I can't remember her name. If I remember, I'll put the matter of fact, let me look it up. I did a video about a year ago of a woman, I believe she was in the UK. The woman did the same thing. She drove to her local supermarket, bought rope, bought tape, bought like a sledgehammer and all these other things, where she said that she was attacked by a group of men sexually assaulted her, forced her to do all this, that, and third. They tied her up. They did all that. She did all that to herself. She bought the rope, she bought the tape, she bought a hammer where she hit herself in the face with it. Just crazy stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, who thinks of these types of things? Let me look this up, man. Let me let it play, because I want to make sure I tell you about it, and also I'm going to link the video to the top. If I remember, I'll put it at the top. But let me look it up. Hold on 1 second. Oops, let me.
Confessed to making the whole thing up. She was charged with making a false police report and decided to take a plea deal.
I never sentenced anybody for perjury, but it's a good reminder to everybody that perjury is a crime, and all the stuff that you made up and the resources expended on it could have been used and probably needed to be used by other cases that were real.
Skoglund will now serve 2 years of community control and 8 years of probation. And she will.
She should serve jail time. But this is the one I was telling y'all about, right? Eleanor Williams. That video is still out, so if y'all want to go and watch that, y'all can. I published that video March 18, 2023, last year, just so almost 12 months ago. But yeah, so if I remember, I put the I at the top. But y'all see what she did? She did that to herself. Blacked her own eye, trying to make it seem like she was attacked and all this. I'm telling y'all, there's something mentally wrong with these people, y'all. I'm telling you. And fellas, I want y'all to pay attention, mainly because these are the things that could possibly happen to you, number one. But number two, your freedom is now gone. You serve 10 years in prison only to come out and you're on the offender list. You can't even get certain jobs. You can't even live in certain complexes. You can't live in certain communities, areas. You are screwed for the rest of your life. All because she wanted to have consensual sex with you and then regretted it immediately after. These are the things that terrifies me, mainly because I tell y'all boys, right? Y'all seen this happen with countless celebrities and all these other people where they come out 20, 30 years later hollering about, oh yeah, well, we had consensual sex 30 years ago, but I don't think it was consensual. Oh, you know what? I think he forced me. Let me go ahead and file this police report. And the police will almost always pick it up and file charges against you. I've said this before, y'all. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I was in high school about 10, 15 years ago. I was still in high school. The chicks that I was messing with can now wake up one day and say, hey, listen, like me and Dev, we used to do sexual activities together in 10th grade together. You know what? I don't think that was consensual anymore. I want to file charges against. Now I'm looking at charges. What the hell? Where did this come from? How do you even prove? Obviously, I didn't do it, obviously. But how do I even prove that I'm innocent in a situation like that? It's he say versus she say. That's all it is. But they will almost always believe the woman over the man. Always. Always. And that is what scares me the most. That's what scares me for myself, for you, the fellas that's watching, but also for my little brothers. I told you I got a little brother. He about to turn 18 in a couple months. He already got his little girls he be talking to in high school, whatever, and I'll be trying to, talk to him and tell him what to do and what not to do. But he already got his little girls, stuff like that. And I'd be terrified because I'm like, yo, it just takes one, if not more, it just takes one girl to get mad at him because, he's single. He messes around with multiple chicks or whatever case may be. I tell him, yo, slow down. I hope you better be using condom. I tell him all the time. But it takes one of them to get mad at him and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to call the police and tell them that you forced me to do that. And then my little brother's gone for 5, 10 plus years. I am terrified of that. Terrified. And I got 4 younger brothers. I am terrified. More terrified of it happening to them than to me, if I'm being brutally honest. That's how much I love my little brothers. Let me hurry up and finish this, man. I'm trying to get off this topic, man.
Will also have to repay the Hillsborough Sheriff's Office over $17,000 to investigate her fake rape claim.
Good. She got to pay them $70,000. Good. She deserves prison time instead of 8 years of probation or whatever they said it was.
Stuff that you made up in the.
I mean, fellas, what again, fellas, what can we learn from this? What can we learn from this? These are the things that could possibly happen. All the chicks I messed with when I was in high school, all the chicks I messed with consensually, I gotta say that now. All the chicks I messed with when I was in college. College was like the next level for me. That was back when I was at the peak of my little damn whole phase. They can wake up at any day given time and say, hey, listen, well, I don't think it was consensual because ABC 1, 2, 3, even though you did consent to it. They can wake up and say, no, it was consensual, just like how she did. She woke up the next day or the same day. Well, she said 45 minutes later, so the same day. All because she wanted a free STD test, all because she wanted to get maybe a Plan B pill and all these other things for free. Why not just pay to them? You was woman enough to do that with a man consensually, having unprotected sex with a man. You were grown enough to do that. Why not be grown enough to just go and pay for the damn STD test? Why not be grown enough and just do that? But hashtag believe all women. Maybe y'all think differently, man. I want y'all to comment down below and let me know what you thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. And until next time, please, man, be safe for her, cuz.